Paul, aka M. Casa the Bush Doctor. All right, coming at you with another episode of African Talk, where Africans talk. All right, worldwide. Check it. As always, I'm hoping that all of you are okay out there. I hope your families are strong and healthy and safe in these crazy times. And I always, as always, pray to the Creator and the ancestors that my words are led to the right and not the wrong. All right, so let's get with it. Let me get at you. All right, so I posted a post not too long ago, and I got water because it's super hot in here. I posted a post a day or two ago that someone else posted. I added onto it. And in that post, it said that it is time for the feminine energy to rise up and pretty much take over the movement because all men have failed. I'm not really going to get into that back and forth between man and woman. I think it's futile because it takes both of us to make a nation. You know what I mean? So I'm going to go straight to another point. My point is that leadership is not governed by a gender. Leadership is not governed by a personality or particular character or messiah. No. There's leaders emerge from good leadership, right? Not the other way around. You don't become a good leader. You're not a good leader and then you learn leadership. No. Leadership gives us leaders. Why? Because they have results. Good leadership breeds results. And it's the results that people follow, not the person. At least it should be. So, with that being said, I had said in one of my posts that what we need to do, instead of complaining about whoever's here, maybe we should start developing universities or think tanks where we can teach leadership and teach quality leadership and teach what it is, the technique behind it, the philosophy behind it, so that our young will be able to identify quality leadership. And they won't have to go through the stumbling blocks that we went through. That's what the whole job, I thought, of one group is supposed to push the bar for the next group, right? So with that, I said we should have not one place, but many places. I'm not beating up on Brother Umar, but I want to use his idea as an example. I think it was a grand idea, the school thing. I think it was a great idea, right? I'm not going to get into whether he did it, why he did it, what he did. But two things that I did want to critique. And not so much about the idea for a school. I really don't want to critique Umar. I really want to critique us, And I'll use myself as an example. Before I created the Jiname University when I was in New York, I was privy to a sister named Queen Thais who was creating a school called Roots to Fruits. It started in New York, I think in her living room with a couple of other sisters and their children. And I happened to be a part of it when they went south to Atlanta and they started growing. And in that time, I was able to see it. So prior to that sister, I was taught by Sister Dayquee. Many of you know Sister Dayquee, right? And then I was taught by another elder named Sister Rosa Ellis. And together they are teachers, educators. And they taught me the skill of educating. Because I learned quickly, just knowing things doesn't make you a teacher at all. It's a skill. It's a mindset that you have to take in. So I have a big respect for those who go to school for education and to be teachers, educators. So anyway, when I watched this school grow, it inspired me to want to do the same thing. Then through them, I got connected with another school called Habesha, which is helping Africans by establishing schools at home and abroad. And I watched them do their thing with farming and all that, and they were on a whole nother level with it. Now, when I was going to Roots and Fruits, I was coming down to teach history and culture. I was the culture teacher, and I liked the way they set it up. There were different people coming through, teaching the babies, so it gave them a sense of community, right? So I took that idea, and I didn't sit in a corner and wait to see what they're going to do. I took the idea and went back up north to New York, and I began to put together what later became the Jiname University, right? And it ran for a while, until like shortly before I left. But the critique I'm making is many of us sitting around talking about what Umar Johnson is or is not doing, or anybody else for that matter, but he was the one with the school, right? We're talking about what he's not doing, but none of us went and tried to get inspired by what he's doing and create your own. Not that I know of. And I'm going to safely say that the people who did create their own are not complaining about his success or failure because they're too busy doing what they got to do. So maybe we should start that, family. Instead of waiting for one brother or one sister or one group to start it, maybe we should all just get busy, get inspired, and jump in. Jump in wherever you jump in. You might not even be teaching the same thing, but you're teaching. And those of us who want to go deeper, we need to create these avenues of learning when it comes to leadership. There are books. One is called The Art of Leadership, right, by Tashaka Oba. It's 2 books, very good books. And there are a list of others that you can read, and different people you can read about and get inspired by, and videos you can watch. And when I say videos, I don't just mean a lecture. I mean like historic videos about people, places, and things, right? Okay, so with that said, I took the word love, L-O-V-E, and I decided to break that down into an acronym. Anybody knows me knows that Shaka is the acronym creator. So, love means lifting our vision every day, right? Or our vibration every day. And to me, that's what love is. Love is not just, oh, baby, I love you, hugs and kisses. No, love is, to me, making me better, or me making someone better, be it male or female. If I love you, my goal is to take you somewhere else, to make you better than you were yesterday. Not to just accept you as you are, but to push you to be better. And love is also a key component into knowledge. And we're going to get into that now. So what I strive to do is take quotes and use the quote to break down whatever subject it is. That way it's not so opinionated, because we have a lot of opinions now. Everybody's opinionated. And opinions got a place, but I don't think they have a place when it comes to teaching. I think we should just deal with facts and break down the facts. Okay? So the quote I'm going to use today is Brother Malcolm X, right? Brother Malcolm. And Brother Malcolm said, I'm reading from a computer over here, so mind me. We need more light about each other. Light creates understanding. Understanding creates love. Love creates patience, and patience creates unity. That's deep, right? We need more light about each other. Light creates understanding. Understanding creates love. Love creates patience. Patience creates unity. Then it goes on to say after the quote, this highlights the importance of mutual understanding and knowledge in building stronger human relationships. This idea underscores that compassion and correction grow from dispelling ignorance and embracing clarity between individuals. Now, we always talk about the self-hate in the black community. As we see, it's at an all-time high. You see the diaspora thing going on, it's just ridiculous, right? But what's motivating all that? The white man is not that smart. No, I'm sorry. It's not just him. It's our self-hate. Now, he has a lot to do with our self-hate, but it's definitely coming from self-hate. And that self-hate is being fueled by what? Our ignorance of each other's culture. Even though we're all black, we got different cultures. So each group is trying to profess itself. Right now, it's the American blacks who are like, we're American black, and then we're not African. And what they're trying to say is, we're not like the African on the continent. We're different. So they're absolutely right. But this is where that ignorance meaning not knowing between us, right? The ignorance, and we don't have clear lines between us as individuals. It's cloudy, it's murky. We got in-between people that are messing up the message. And then in comes the division, right around the corner. So then you go from there. Let's break down. This is a good breakdown here. And I got it, on Google, but it's a great breakdown. Let's look at it, all right? It says, here's a breakdown of the quotes message. Light. Light refers to knowledge, truth, and open communication. So we need light. And I have a saying, raise the frequency, right? Me and Brother Divine always say, raise the frequency. Frequency is like light. The light is knowledge and truth. Truthful knowledge, not made up stuff, not egotistical stuff, not stuff that makes you feel good, but truthful knowledge and communication. Uninterrupted. We can't know nothing about each other if we don't communicate. I don't care if it's between me and a person in Africa or me and a person in Alabama. I got to communicate. Well, how do we communicate? By sitting down and having something in common. You can be human, or it could be the fact that we're both the same complexion. We derive from the same people. Even though we're different, we come from the same root. And I want to know you, you want to know me. That compassion is there too. Then it says, which is the next component, understanding. Understanding comes from the shared light, which is the knowledge. When we share the knowledge, right, we have an understanding. It says allowing people to see and appreciate each other more fully. When we share our light, when we share our knowledge with each other, in the 5% Nation, we say build. When we build with each other, that dispels all the ignorance. Because knowledge is truth, and truth always outweighs ignorance, always. And it makes things clear. There's a clarity. There's a saying, from chaos comes clarity. Chaos doesn't always mean confusion. Chaos does mean confrontation. You have to confront the lies and bring about truth, which is actual facts. And the actual facts are just that. There's nothing else to talk about. It is what it is. So then once you get that, now we have an understanding. We can take it down a notch. We can have a build now, because we really have compassion for one another. Overstanding, understanding, compassion nonetheless. All right? It says, now understanding comes from the shared light, allowing people to see and appreciate each other fully. Now love, lifting our vision or our vibration every day, it says here, love is a natural progression from understanding, fostered by the ability to see beyond differences. Didn't I say it's lifting our vision every day? Right? Vision, see. So if that's true, love is like the next thing, because understanding, which is the best part of knowledge and wisdom, first you got the knowledge, that's the light. And then there's a wisdom. We got an understanding. And now, then comes our wisdom, which is what we learn. And now we got an understanding, which is that clarity. That love. Now I got a real love for you. Now I can see you. You can see me. We're lifting our vision every day. It goes up from there. And it's a natural progression, fostered by the ability to see beyond differences. I no longer see you as an African from Africa, or African American, or African from Scotland, or this or that. I see you as my brother, my sister, my auntie, my cousin, my Ndugu, my family, my kin. There's no difference in us. I don't care where we at. There's only A alike and unalike. I see you now, you A alike. I see God in you. Because I'm God, I see the God in you. Now we on the same page. So what we gonna trip about? Nothing. I don't care how many miles away, 9,000 or 900,000. We A alike, we the same, we family. We can never be divided again. Once something is welded together, it's never divided. Now we're welded. We're not welded because I like you. We're not welded because you're cute. We're not welded because I like your car. We're not welded because you said something slick and it sounded good. We're welded because we're resting on a fact that we gathered by talking, building. Our opinions out the window. It's facts. Now, the next thing is patience. Patience develops from love, providing the capacity to endure difficulties and differences within a relationship. Now that I know we're the same, I got a value for you now. I value you. You my family now. So now I'm not gonna throw you away so fast. Now I can be a little easy. All right, you're a little off. We'll talk about it. Same thing with you. When you hear something that you don't agree with, you don't just go off on me. You sit back and be like, all right, that's my brother. Let me chill for a second and build with you. Or when I do build with you, I'm not building with you like an enemy. I'm building with you like someone I love, I care about, I identify with. So now I'm always going to be trying to push you, lift your vision to a state of true understanding. And finally, there's unity. You and I, unity, is the ultimate outcome achievable when patience allows for true connection and a shared purpose to flourish. Ultimately, after all of that, when we get it all said and done, and we got the light, the understanding, the love, and the patience, we unify. There's nothing else keeping us apart. We've gotten rid of all the negative words, thoughts, actions, people, everything out the way. All the lies, misunderstanding, misinformation, and ignorance out the way. Short-temperedness out the way. Lack of patience out the way. Hate, envy, jealousy, greed out the way. Only thing left now is to unite. And if we follow this process, this blueprint, which I'm going to post on the edit, if we follow this blueprint, family, trust me, we'll be good. And anyone not following that blueprint is your enemy. Period. Nothing personal. If you ain't following actual facts, you're following misinformation and lies. There's only truth and lies. Nothing in between. And when we have breakdowns like we just did today, this class is a class that you can teach, reteach, and add on to. I'm not the the etched in stone man. No, what I said, I want you to build for yourself. Go through it on your own. Make sure my knowledge is correct. Make sure what I'm saying is right and exact. And when you find out that it is, spread it. You don't need me to come around. You don't need to come to my lecture. You don't need to do none of that. You need to go ahead and spread this. Use this. Build your own class. I get information. You get information from me. Whether you show me saying, matter of fact, don't show me saying it. You go over it and you get some of your peoples together and you break it down with your peoples the same way I quoted, you quoted, and then you break it down. That makes you and your cadre now responsible for your own growth and development, which makes you leaders within leaders. Why? Because you're not obeying a character or person, you're obeying fact, which is true leadership. That's how we're going to develop scientifically. All right? So peace. Yo, that's it for today. I'm going to go on and do my thing because it's roasting in here. But I had to give it to you. I don't care if I got to suffer a little bit to give it to you. I got to give it to you. All right? So it's your Ndugu Shaka Jajaga Shakur. Excuse the blurb. Shaka Jajaga Shakur, a.k.a. M. Casa the Bush Doctor. And thank you for being down with the first edited, straight to YouTube version of African Talk. And we're going to keep doing this and keep pushing this and keep pushing this. And don't worry about all this nonsense going on around you. This ain't somewhere we ain't been before. But the difference is we're not going to bow down. We're not going to bend. Not that we did in the past, but we definitely not going to do it now. You know what I mean? We are free. We're not going to get free. We are free, and we're going to maintain our freedom by any means necessary. Bukusu.